Welcome back, guys. We're going to continue breaking down our two remaining blocks of IP addresses in order to be able to get blocks of 4 IP addresses for the two remaining networks that we have. So here we go. We're going to do this as a /29. Okay. And we're going to take this particular block of 16 IP addresses. So we're going to use the 192.168.1.96, which at this point is a /28 IP address providing 16 IP addresses. So we want to take this and borrow one more bit so that we could split it into 192. Why is this not typing, man? Come on. 192. Okay. At this point, we're going to take this IP address. This is what was remaining. That was what was remaining. So now we want to borrow at least one more bit, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bits. Remaining is 1, 2, 3 zeros. So the ones represent 2 to the 5, which equals to 32 chunks of IP, blocks of IP, and the zeros represents the usable IP addresses. So that is 2 to the 3, which works out to 8 IP addresses. 8 IP addresses. So we're going to break this chunk down into blocks of 8 IP addresses. So the ranges would be 192.168.1.96. Alright, and that goes up to 192.168.1. So 96 plus 7 would be 103. 103. And that is a block of 8 IP addresses. Next, we go 192.168.1.104, and that goes up to 192.168.1.104 plus 7 would be 111. 1.1.111, and that's another block of 8 IP addresses. Okay, so you could see that this is what we had remaining, and now we changed it into this, and it's currently a /29 with a block of 8 IP addresses. So we're going to do that one more time, and we're going to take this first block of 8 and split that into 4 IP addresses. So this becomes a /30, and this /30 is 192.168.1.96, and that was a /29, and that had about 8 IP addresses in it, and let's just label that at what was remaining. Okay, in this one we're going to borrow yet another bit, so we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bits borrowed, leaving only 2 zeros. So 2 to the 6 gets you a sense of how many blocks of IP you would have, and that is 64. 2 to the 2, because that's the number of zeros you have, will only give you blocks of 4 usable IP addresses. And so if we have a block of 8, we could break this down into 2 blocks of 4. So let's do that. So this was 192. So here we go. We're going to go 192.168.1.96, and that's going to go all the way up to 192.168.1.99, and that is a block of 4 IP addresses. The second block starts at 192.168.1.100, and that one goes to 192.168.1.103, and that would be a block of 4 IP addresses. Perfect. So we took this block of 16, we broke it down into this 2 blocks of 8, and this block of 8 was broken down into these 2 blocks of 4. So this particular block of 16 right here, this was unused. So let's make that clear. Unused. Okay. This block of 8 here was also unused. Okay, there we go. So we did not use that. So we used this 16 into 2 8s, and we used the first 8 into these 2 4. So we still have a spare 16 and a spare 8 if we needed to. So what we're going to do is take these 2 blocks of 4 IP addresses and assign them to these 2 networks. So over here, we're going to have, let's call this LAN 4. This is going to have an IP network name of 192.168.1.96, which is a /30, providing us with 4 IP addresses. And the subnet mask for this one, which we did not calculate up here, we should have done that. The subnet mask, let's do that. The subnet mask is 256 minus the 4 usable IP addresses, which is equal to 252. That's your subnet mask. Okay, so our subnet mask is 255.255.255.252. Perfect. And here we go. I'm going to set up another LAN over here. We call this one LAN 5. And we're going to use this second block of IP address here. So we're going to put 192.168.1.100, and this was a /30, providing us with 4 IP addresses, and we know the subnet mask is 255.255.255.252. Okay, next thing we want to do is simply, since we have the networks, is to assign IP addresses to both sides of the router. So this first side will be 192.168.1.97, because you can't use 96, that's the network name. Okay, on the other side of the router over here, we're going to use 192.168.1.98. Okay. Okay, 1.98 for this side of the network. On this particular LAN, line 5, we have 4 IP addresses ranging from 100 to 103, and we're going to use 192.168.1.101 as the IP address for this side. And on here, we're going to use 192.168.1.102. Okay. So now it seems that we have all our LANs and all our IP addresses that we shall be using. So in the next video, we're going to start populating our routers and getting our stuff up and running. So I'll see you guys in the next video.